Zach Sang and the gang.
Zach Sang and the gang hanging out right now in the studio. A legend, Dr. Elmo. Hello, sir.
Hello, Zach. How are you?
Oh, my God. I'm so happy to have you here because it's not the holidays without you. Really, it really isn't. Oh, my gosh. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Elmo, what did you do, Dr. Elmo?
I sing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, my God, you're the best in the world.
Now, did you write this song or did you just sing it?
No, a friend of mine named Randy Brooks wrote it.
Okay. So how does this work? Like, because let's be real, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is one of the most influential Christmas songs of all time. It's gone on to make movies, there's toys, it's on the radio, so many different adaptations. What is your connection to the song now? Tell me the story. Just walk me through everything because I'm so interested.
Well, I met Randy Brooks when I used to do some funny songs, and I did a little show once, and he said, I have a song here that I think would be perfect for you. And I said, well, let me hear it. So he sat down and sang Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, and I said, that's a great tune. I think it's going to be funny. So I'm going to record it and just give a few copies out to some of my friends just as a gag gift because I was a veterinarian at the time. And so I did. I pressed 500 copies and then gave 10. I only had 10 friends. And so I gave so I gave them the copies and then one of them took it to a radio station.
Yeah.
And the guy at the radio station played it. A whole bunch of people called in and said, we want to hear that song again where Grandma gets killed at Christmas. And a whole bunch of other people called in and said, we never want to hear that song again. So they took it off the air.
How amazing is it that one meeting with that one guy and that one friend who happened to take your pressed record and gave it to a radio station changed the course of your life?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that it just hung on that because otherwise, as a veterinarian, I would have never had the wherewithal to give it to a radio station.
No, it would have this classic would have been sitting in your house somewhere.
Absolutely.
And the world would have been able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So what happened? So what is the timeline between you giving that person the record and this song reaching super fame? Because that's what we're at legend status at this point.
Easily.
Yeah. So how did it turn into the song that it is?
Well, the same DJ that played it the following year. Okay. And people still complained, and they took it off. But then a couple other radio stations got wind of it, and those were in the days where they were taping it. So a couple other stations said, can we tape that from your station? And they did. But then on December 26th, the bottom dropped out again. I said, first I thought I'm going to be famous. Oh, no, not.
Is that hard having a seasonal song that comes up once in a season? Is that a challenge a little bit? Because I follow you on Facebook and stuff. Yeah. You live a completely normal life outside of Christmas.
I know.
You really do.
Yeah.
So does Santa. I mean.
Yeah. I know. When people say, well, what are you going to do next when I'm on a Christmas interview? And I'm thinking, well, go home, do my laundry, and feed the cats.
Well, is this song that important that you can still be financially cool, even years after it being recorded?
It has been. It has been, and it came from many different directions.
Yeah,
I mean, at first, we sold records, and then we sold tapes, and then we sold CDs.
And now you're licensing in toys and movies.
Yeah, the toys and movies have been another place that the big income came from that I had no idea.
Is that the amazing thing to you? Because one, this song, what year was this song, born?
1979.
Okay. It is 2014. We're about to reach 2015, and your song shows no signs of slowing down. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer really has transcended generations. It's worked for generation after generation after generation. Everybody loves it. That's a pretty surreal feeling.
It's its own brand.
It is. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it, and especially that young people like it. And I think a lot of the younger generation, say, well, Grandma got throttled by a reindeer. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Isn't it amazing that you haven't even really need to change the lyrics in the song to kind of match the different generations? It's that song and those lyrics they've kind of spoken to everybody, and they've related to everybody, and they've impacted everybody, no matter who you are. No changes have had to be made in your song, right? It's this
OG.
It's the still same true tune that you recorded years back.
It's the same one, yeah.
Amazing. Incredible. I know you do some other stuff too, aside from Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. You do play music. You do some funny songs. Have you felt at all like any like pressure in doing new stuff? Because everybody in the world is going to compare it to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Well, that's what always happens. I've recorded, since then I've recorded probably 50 other Christmas songs.
Wow.
And a couple of them, one or two of them have big time YouTube.
Yeah.
Like every high school in the country or grammar school has recorded Grandma's Killer Fruitcake on
That's cool.
YouTube, you know. But the grandma thing, it's like one of those things, they call it like a career-stopping hit.
Yes.
You'll always be compared to it. You'll never live up.
And are you okay with that? Because this wasn't your real intent. Like, you were a veterinarian. Like, are
Yes.
you cool with just coasting on Grandma?
I'm very cool with that. I love it.
I think that's what makes you so amazing, because some people, I feel like they wouldn't be cool with it, but you really enjoy life and you enjoy the ride and you enjoy everything that Grandma has given you.
Yeah.
I do love it, and it's great to be famous for 1 month out of the year, and then get to rest for the other time. Get a rest from it.
Dream job.
Yeah.
That is a dream job. That's crazy. So are you going to perform for us? This is can I tell you, this is a highlight. You came on our show originally many years back, like I think 3 or 4 years by now. You did Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
I remember you did Jimmy and then you came straight to us. And first of all, that's amazing.
That was only our warm-up for your show.
Yeah.
When we got to your show, the heat was really turned up.
I know. We had a great time. And Heather talks about it like, okay, we've had a lot of cool celebrities come on the show, and this is the one that Heather will always point out as the coolest moment of her time with us on the radio so far, was singing Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer with you. You have that power in people's lives, and so does your song. And I was literally just talking about it with somebody who works in the office next door. He was, when you guys did a visit to Dial Global, he was there, and you sang with the entire company, the entire floor.
Yes.
That's a pretty surreal moment. Like that, come on.
That was pretty, I love that. Absolutely.
Has anything happened to you because of Grandma that's just been like a surreal moment for you? I mean, besides the whole trip, has there been one moment in particular that was just like, wow, this is my life right now?
There has been.
What is it?
Well, when we came to New York a few years ago, and we were sitting in a restaurant, and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer came on over the, the PA, and so we're just sitting there kind of enjoying it. I always feel great, when I hear it and there's people around. Except my wife and I were sitting there, and then I think my wife said to the table next door, or next to us, she said, do you know who sings that song? And they said, no. And she pointed at me, and they said, no. And so then that was the end of it. And then they told the waiter, and then the song came on again, and the waiter went around and sort of whispered to everyone in the restaurant.
Oh my gosh.
And so it was a loud restaurant, and everything kind of calmed down, and then they played the song, and then the song came on again. And and the waiter came over and he said, dinner's on us. You want some wine? And then everybody in the whole restaurant's looking. And when we got up to leave, everybody stood up, and it was like, wow,
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
But I think like you get that respect, one, because you're the voice that nobody has put a face to for a very, very, very long time. Like, because that's the song
true.
that's been in every movie, and you would never know. You would have no idea. I mean, I feel like a lot of people didn't even know really what you looked like until they saw you on Jimmy, or they saw some
the
of the
internet,
interviews that you were doing. I mean, when you connect that and you make that connection, that's a crazy moment in time. That really is. And wow, you have written this and you have turned this into something special, and you enjoy every moment of it. And that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm excited to be back on this show again.
I'm so happy to have you. Seriously. I mean, I'd ask you like what's next, but I don't want to, because this is good enough.
Yeah.
Because
all right.
I mean, but you do consistent. You still write music and you perform, right? You have what kind of band do you have? You play
bluegrass band.
Yeah, bluegrass band.
Right.
I see your pictures. It's very intense.
Thank you.
It's very cool. I mean, are you disappointed that none of those songs have picked up like Grandma, or are you just cool with Grandma being Grandma?
I'm pretty cool with that. I mean, I'm happy that a lot of people have recorded some of my other songs.
Yeah.
But having a great hit like that, and having a Christmas hit like that, everybody remembers me at Christmas.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people maybe that I don't even want to remember. Everybody does.
I mean, let's be real, because it's like that song will never go out of style. And Christmas, there's the only time of year in terms of radio, there's like two different formats of radio. There's classic rock and classics that will live on forever, and then there's pop and top 40 that's kind of always revolving. But at Christmas, those Christmas songs,
It is Christmas music.
yeah, no matter how old they are, they transcend every format.
Yeah.
And people love it. Wow. Dr. Elmo, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.